saying in the text box it's not actually making the trip.
Fine. No, it didn't come yet. Okay, Twan is there, everyone. Now Colin just came up. So anybody who's watching later on in the you're watching this as a replay, please click on Mr. Colin and Mr. Twan so you can follow them. We're going to wait a minute and see if we can get any live viewers to go ahead and click now. We'd appreciate it. So Michael came in when we're closing. Michael, you're SOL, buddy. We'll have to catch you next time. Yeah, but I guess we'll throw you up here. Wait a minute. I won't end again. Here we go. Round 2.
Here we go.
Michael's here. It's round 2, and we're not saying goodbye. So here we go again. Oh, Colin, what happened to you? I think Colin went out by accident. Or was it on purpose?
Oh, there he is.
Now. Good morning, folks. Hey, Colin.
Okay.
Hey, Michael.
There we go.
I'm good.
You know what it was? The elevation of the energy was too much. But man, this is a professional looking broadcast if I've ever seen one. This is amazing, buddy.
Yeah, I'm
really
doing
good.
it. I'm doing it in the wife beater T-shirt, but that's okay.
Well, I was busy blowing bubbles just before I got ready for my show this morning at 6:30. So I thought I'd come in here. I was in the right mindset, and I thought I'd shine a little light here. Now, the one gentleman here, I don't know him very well, but I love his setup.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Hi, I'm Twan.
Tell me a little bit. Tell me a little bit about yourself. if you don't mind.
Journalist, actually.
Yeah, I've seen you, but I've not ever tuned into you, like your energy, like been in the same room.
Now you have.
Yeah. You're a very sensitive person.
Depends on the day.
Yeah. Now, what drew you to Randy? Oh, look at that. See, he's gone now. Oh.
You
No,
scared
he's just
him,
doing a
Michael.
refresh due to the lag.
Is it?
Yeah, we're having a bad lag, so he just refreshed.
Welcome.
That's okay. I can still hear your audio though on my FRB.
I love his setup. The setup is amazing.
Well, thank you,
really
Michael.
is.
So, I love it.
So,
I wish
Twan,
I
what
would
drew
crave
you
it.
to hanging out with Randy? He asked.
Randy, do you think you and I could wear that same shirt, like on a broadcast together? You know, or maybe have the same shirt but different colors. That would work, right? Mine would be more flamboyant, and yours would be, say, gray and black. The
You
truth,
could go for the vertical and the horizontal. One do the vertical and one do the horizontal.
right? Yeah.
There you
go.
Over to you, Twan.
You know, Michael was asking me questions.
Are you okay with me asking you questions? I don't want to violate your space, but can I talk about space for a second? Is that okay?
After you let him answer your first question, because now you're just talking. Usually when you ask a question, you do a courtesy of allowing the others to answer it unless you're in the courtroom.
You know what happened there for me, buddy? Is
Go over to you, Twan.
When it popped out, I assumed he didn't want to talk about it, so I was trying to respect it.
No, it was connection issues.
Okay.
So what was your question?
Well, we could ask it again, and I asked if you were a sensitive person, and then the universe popped us out. And what I mean by sensitive is, are you able to sense energies from other beings?
Absolutely. You know? I'm very intuitive, and I'm an empath.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. And that would be a great set, to have when you're in an interview, knowing if you could push or not push.
Yeah, my background's in human resources and executive research.
What drew you to HAPS?
A colleague.
Yeah, was it Randy?
No.
No. Randy was the one who shined the light for me here and told me to come on. And yeah,
Freedom News Television. Have you heard of them?
No.
They're here on HAPS.
Yeah.
They referred me.
But your energy is very unique. You have a very unique energy signature. And do you find, like myself, I get misunderstood a lot? Sometimes good intentions are twisted and people don't fully understand what you're doing. Oh yeah, we're working the energy here. Look at the screens. Oh my Lord. That's Colin, by the way. He's doing that.
No, it's the latency. It's really, really bad. The longer your broadcast, it becomes unbearable that you can't really catch up.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really. We may have to end anyway soon, and I don't know how to fix this unless let me try to reset something. Hopefully, it won't kill everything. I'm going to try to reset something while we're here.
Hey guys.
Twan's back. Welcome back, Twan.
Oh, thank you. I'm having some issues on my end. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
That's restarting. Okay.
I think we're being taught patience. You know, it's all about patience, right? Understanding.
Okay, I guess reset the graphics server. Let's see if that helps us.
I think what it is, honestly, is there's 4 very powerful beings in this room, and our energy is affecting everything.
Why is your wife next to you? I don't see her.
No, I like that. I like that. I like that.
Gotta always rely on Randy.
She would love that, actually. She would love to feel that.
I'm not getting involved in domestic. It's not.
Me either.
No. Well, no. You know what, though? I think every great man has a great woman beside him, and you've got a great woman there, I can tell. There you go.
So now let's continue. We went off. Twan got sidekicked a couple of times. First, Michael was asking, do you feel like rainbows and category? I don't know. What were you asking him now? Something like, does your spirit realm walk on the dust of the camel or on the, I don't know. What
I like that. I like that. The dust
I like camel.
I like the dust of the camel. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What I was saying is, do you find because of your very unique energy signature that you're sometimes misunderstood because you can hold the space in a room? Do you know what I mean by that? You can come in a room. Randy does that, by the way. Randy could sit down in the corner of the room and affect the whole room, not even say a word. And that's when you're a powerful
100%.
being. That's what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but I started using deodorant. Anyway, go ahead.
Well executed. But if you're in the corner of the room, the scent wouldn't be such a problem. Okay, here we go. Can we let him answer a question? Is that possible? I don't know.
Maybe.
Tawan, please move forward into
here quietly.
Yes. Yes, and that's also why this has been a very long week for me being an empath and picking up all of the energies from, what's going on in DC and the footage. And then I have colleagues that I know that are there and friends that are in DC. So like I had mentioned earlier to Randy, like very low energy. It's Friday. I thought it was Thursday. I am just exhausted, but it's from all that energy and like all of the context of it, the visuals, the photos, the conversations of all perspectives. So yes. And even walking into a broadcast or virtual broadcast, I would agree with you. Sometimes I even have to sometimes step out because I'm like, okay, there's a lot. I got a lot going on. It's not fair to be in a space when I got a lot going
on. People don't realize when you do this kind of thing, it requires a lot of energy. And I say this all the time, but Randy amazes me how he can be on here for hour after hour after hour and still have good content, still be engaged. I couldn't do that, buddy. So he has this, I don't know, energy that it just sustains him. And I think he can go on no sleep. But with you, I think you're like me. You feel the energy of the room and you're very sensitive. So you take on the energy of others and that can be taxing. And then the other thing you are is you're a well. So people come to you, expect you to uplift them, fix their problems. And then when your well is empty, they're like, hey, what's your problem? I've always come here and taken 3 buckets of energy from you and left. And, what's your problem this week? And I just want to say to you that I feel this year for you will be extraordinary. So just keep plugging forward and you're on the right path. And my guides are saying that, all this work, all this effort, all this money, all this sweat, the tears, the failures have brought you to this.
That's very sweet of you to say. And I can feel your energy, Michael, and thank you very much for those words. Truly.
Well, you can thank them because I had many people as soon as you're in the room. Now, as enamored I am with Randy, I felt myself very drawn to you and wanting to talk to you. So, but yeah, I wasn't lying earlier when I said there's 4 very strong personalities here. And I think it's amazing that we can connect from all over the world. And thanks to Randy and his generosity of letting me up here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Randy.
Welcome. You were a little late today. You missed. You almost missed us by 10 seconds.
Do you know what it was? I had to replenish the well. I don't have that endless, boundless energy that you have.
But the one thing about Michael is that you always show up.
I try.
You do.
I try. And I try to come from my heart. So, but not everyone is going to fully understand people who are wired like that. And you get judged and you get labeled. And I think sometimes too that people really believe that kindness is weakness. But the truth is, if you get a kind man angry, you might get 2 or 3 years of what's been held back popping out. And it,
Michael, I have a question.
When that happens, isn't it?
I'd like to challenge you. What makes you think that you're a kind person?
The way that oh man, that's deep. I don't want to get too long here. Okay, so the way that I present my energy, the openness to be there to listen to individuals, to tap into the energies outside of myself, to listen to what they need so I can give messages to other people. And that is draining. And sometimes if they really want to talk to someone, like, just a minute ago, I had 3 people screaming at me, telling me simultaneously different things, but it's not like words, it's pockets of energy. So you have to decipher it. And, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer any day, but especially not at, 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. But they really wanted me to tell him that they're watching and they're proud of you. And, you are enough and you've always been enough. And you've wanted to do this since you were a little boy. And this is something like a calling. Are you also connected to music in any way? Like, is that a way for you to heal yourself?
Absolutely. It's a healing process for me.
Yeah, and they're telling me
therapy,
integrate more music into your life and maybe into your show or get music acts or something because you will be embraced fully, especially, I can't keep up. Sorry.
Michael, somebody said, is he kidding me? Have you seen his scope? The things he has said to Jules?
Well, you know what? All people who are light are also dark.
Who's Jules?
Yeah, I don't know the situation. What did you do? Did you file up at someone?
I might have. I am human, right?
Well, not me, because I was never on Periscope.
Yeah. Well, I never get rude. You know what I mean? But I may put the truth out, what I think is truth, but there's the truth about the truth. It's a moment.
You have to stand up and be counted, don't you? Sometimes you just got to stand up and be counted. It is what it is.
Yeah, and I think too, great ideas meet great resistance, and not everyone's going to fully understand the glory of the man, right, Randy?
No.
Yeah.
Actually, don't get mad at me now.
Oh, I won't get mad at you. I like that you make me.
But I think of kindness. If I look at the 4 people here and somebody says, put an X in the box of kindness, I actually feel more kindness and humble from Tawan. Yeah. Now, you have a lot of spiritual advice, but there seems to be an undertone of sarcastic anger in all when you really get rolling. And I don't know if you're trying to hide it or if it's mean to throw it out. No, now, I feel it in your your face, but you try to do it in an undertone, condescending way. But then you try to throw flowers on top of the coffin. But at the end of the day, you still killed the guy.
Yeah, it's like a flowered turd.
I mean, do you feel yourself about that?
Yeah,
do you realize
I know. Oh no, I know. I was Randy for many years, and I've done a lot of work. And
wait a minute. I'd like to stop you before you continue. Okay. Why can't you just tell people, I used to be myself, and this is my old self? See, when you condescend and say that your bad behavior used to be somebody else's or current behavior, you're actually trying to lift the burden from your back to lay it upon others. Why can't you just stand up and say, I'm Michael, and I used to be an asshole, and I apologize?
I totally agree.
I saw it land. I actually saw it land. It landed squarely on Randy's shoulders. It's like Michael was saying.
I love
it. You're trying to project your inferiority onto me because you don't want to really proclaim that it was your best, and you don't want to own your best.
I never said that you were inferior. I never implied that.
No. See, you're spinning it again.
I never said you came from a place of love. I never said that you weren't a light being. I never said that I didn't come from a place of love.
Oh, now the aggressiveness happens. I love you.
No, I'm just shining light where there's darkness.
There you go.
That's what you do.
Somebody said it in. Sorry about that.
Here is the thing. The things that trigger us most are the things we carry within ourselves. The traits that
100%
fire us up.
Nobody can make you feel. Nobody can. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Because we can only get angry. We can only get upset. We can only get depressed when things aren't going how we expect them to go. So,
read the comments, Randy. What is there? Good comments?
Somebody is confusing Michael with somebody else. Michael is not tossed out from Oregon. Michael is from Toronto, Canada. Two different people. They're confusing you. They were confusing you with someone else.
It's okay. You know what?
Yeah, they definitely were because they didn't sound confident.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Probably what happened is my energy is similar, and Randy is dead on about me. Like he is razor right. And I have been known, like I said, to throw a turd with beautiful flowers on it. And the average person doesn't know until the fragrance hits their face, and they go, "I thought that was flowers. I think that's a turd."
Look at the comments. Michael. Look at the comments. If he is tossed out from scope, you have no idea.
Randy, I'm sorry. I have no clue.
No, the guy was confusing you with somebody else. Totally.
But that's okay. He's probably recognizing an energy signature in me that's similar to that person. That's all it is.
No,
and
he's saying,
okay.
You're such a diplomat, Michael.
No, I'm being real. Like we're all so similar. Okay, we're flawed. We're human, right? Yep. I am forever seeking to find my way. I have been lost most of my life. I'm trying desperately to do some good before I go. And I've told Randy this before. I really don't think I'm going to live a long life. I think Randy will be around talking about me when he's 90 going, you know that, Michael? You did make me frustrated. But
you know what, Michael? Unfortunately, my karma and what I feel from the side of the angels is different. God has told me that when I'm 92, Michael will be there next to me saying, you know what? How do you feel today? And I'm going to be going, oh, God, I'm 92. How do you think I feel today?
I think by then, I hope we have boatloads of money from this. That's what I hope.
Me too. Shit.
Let's put boatloads of money out there, guys. Can we do that? If I'm throwing fragrance, let's get some cash for it.
Anyway, I actually
let me just throw one more into the mix.
Please do. Go ahead. Sorry.
Please.
Let me just throw one more into the mix. All I was going to say was, the problem that we can all inject into our own lives. Michael just hit the nail on the head there. When I'm 92. I know it was Randy. When I'm 92, how do you think I'm going to feel? I like to think that if I reach 92, I'm going to still feel great. When we keep this picture in our mind of somebody that's 92, you want a picture of somebody that's 92 and in good health. just a little tip to throw out there. Don't picture 92 as all decrepit and falling apart. It will hold you in good stead.
Thank you, sir. But you also have to look at your gene pool, and people in my life, in my inner circle, we don't live long. We burn brightly. We tend to have bad habits, and we live hard. And I would say the first 20 years of my life, I lived very hard. And I lived in constant fear and anger. And I didn't know how to cope day to day.
To that,
so there is stresses to the body.
How did you...
You're breaking up a bit, buddy. Sorry.
Oh, remarkably so. Oh, no, it's my fault. I was just about to say that...
You're back.
I'm back? Okay, loud and in full effect. Right, just to throw something else. Just to throw something else out there. You talk about gene pool. Okay. Because we're all of spiritual orientation here, we can all relate to what I'm about to say probably. My mum had this condition, possibly due to genetics. She developed a condition called drop foot, where her foot, as she walked, it would like come up and then just drop down. She had no control over it. And the doctor said to her, this is gospel, this is. The doctor said to her, the only way it's going to get fixed was through medical intervention. Anyway, she called me up this one particular day. She goes, Colin, I need you to come and give me some healing. I said, well, what's up, Mum? The doctor said, I've got this drop foot, medical intervention. It's the only way to cure it. I don't want to be having any medical treatment at my age, because she's knocking on, bless her. So I said, yeah, okay. So I went to see her a couple of days later and gave her some healing and some spiritual healing. 2 days later, her foot was good as new. So when people talk to me about the body and about genetics and about the gene pool, you have to forgive me if I do believe that there's a different side to that coin as well, if you've got a strong enough belief.
I'm 100% with you on that. I have seen the pouring of goodness and niceness and motivation heal things that people thought were not possible. And I'm talking medical. I have seen motivation, good words, and healing pull people from amazing situations in medical conditions. And I've seen it more often, and it's very amazing. I witness it a lot in my life, and it's really amazing.
So back to what I was saying, Michael, hold on to that picture of 92 and being in good health, buddy. Just a suggestion. You've got nothing to lose.
No. And I have to admit that I got very scared last year. I'm not certain, but I told Randy this before. I think I had the very, very first wave of COVID. And it was the first time in my life I felt like this is what death must feel like. The energy and being a person who was so addicted to energy, I kind of enjoyed the crazy fever. I didn't like the spewing up fluids all the time and the dizziness and heart palpitations, but it was something I never felt before. And as I get older, I'm finding I'm more open to maybe putting my body through something to learn something. And I think it scared me so much that I had to go on. I'm now on a diet, and let's hope I have the strength to keep on it. And that's self-love. Randy, say something, buddy. You want to say something?
You motivated, though. You embraced it, and you went forward, and you felt what it was like.
Yeah, but fear is a great motivator. And I'm not a big fan of suffering.
No. No, but it's really weird that you mentioned that, because something like completely.
You were going to die, by the way. When you thought, I may pass away, what was the feeling inside you?
Okay, I got to be real. I didn't think I was going to die, but I said to myself, this is probably what death feels like. I was nowhere near, I thought in my head, dying, but I thought, this is the vibration of death. If you had this long enough. And here's the thing that was so crazy about the experience, and I heard other people talk about it. I swear that when I had it, COVID, there was a level of evil to it that wanted me to just lay down and not get back up. So I forced myself to move around, get my heart going.
Like a malevolence.
What was that, sir?
Yeah.
Colin, what was that?
Like a malevolence. You felt sort of, like a malevolence, some kind of feeling of malevolence. The aspect. Yeah.
It wanted me to surrender and give up.
My friend, same thing.
Yeah.
He had the COVID. It wants you to lay down and die. And you know what he did? He got 2 of his wife's tall, what are these, like a nightstands. They're not nightstands. I forget the name of this cabinet that is high. And instead of sleeping in the bed, he put an arm on each one and refused to sleep. And he kept himself propped up for almost a week to recover. But he said it was like fighting evil. Every minute it wanted him just to lay down and give up.
Yeah.
But he kept his arms up, and he made himself stay awake and fight it. And that was amazing, because he said the same thing as you. It was something not natural. It wasn't a sickness, but it felt evil.
It was very evil. Yeah.
Best to keep himself. I don't know what that's about. That's a very weird feeling.
Well, here's the thing. When I went through it, I rejoiced in the opportunity to feel something I'd never felt. So part of me was overjoyed to feel that. But then I also knew that if I didn't get up and walk and fight it, I would probably end up on a ventilator or something. So intuitively, I knew, get up and fight. Like, don't surrender. Where most times, you're sick, you sleep, you feel better. It wasn't like that. And it had me on the ropes, dangerously on the ropes for a week. And then I had what they call long haul, where I felt horrible for 6 weeks. Like, I felt 30% of myself. I was like, no vitality. Yeah.
We have a nice comment from William George. I'm 80, working on 92, ride my bicycle every day. My girlfriend, who had been a stripper, died.
Keep riding that bicycle. Keep riding that bicycle. Yep. Keep riding that bicycle.
Yeah.
Juan had to do a reset. You know what? You never know. When you get near death, you really don't know how you're going to react and how you're going to fight. I was in Iraq the time that they attacked us with the guns, and I left the highway at like 100 miles an hour through the desert after being shot up with an AK-47. When we're flying through the air at 90 miles an hour and we're about to land, you think at this moment, it feels like 3 minutes in the air flying. And you think at that moment you would reach out, dear God, please help me. I couldn't believe, here I am, 2 seconds from death, and my last 2 words are MF, mother effer. And I would have thought for sure I would have cried out to God. And I was shocked at myself. Here I am, I'm going to die, and the last 2 words out of my mouth was mother effer as we flew across the highway. It was crazy.
I'm curious. Was the mother?
Go ahead, Colin. Sorry.
I was just going to say, was the mother effort? Was it aimed at the person shooting the gun, or was it determined by the fact that you were flying through the air and it was like?
Well, I knew when we were flying. We left the highway at near 100 miles an hour off of a 10-foot cliff into the desert, and we were flying. And I knew when I landed that it's going to hurt bad. And that was my comment. Matter of fact, when we did land, it was pitch black. And the first thing I did is this. And I felt, and I said, oh my God, I have all my arms and legs. I was so happy that I had arms and legs. And I was just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a victory, right? Yeah.
I opened the door to run away because I got away with this. I've got to run. And I ran as fast as I could. Right into the face of the guy who was shooting me. And I couldn't see. But the bullets were going everywhere. And I ran right at the guy. And when the sky cleared, I was going, oh, Lord. I couldn't believe that I had done that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Randy, I didn't
Somebody
have
was
anybody.
smiling down. Somebody was smiling down.
I had something similar to that, but nobody was shooting at me. We hit black ice at a really high rate of speed, and the car started rolling, and it rolled 4 times. And what happened is everything went in slow motion.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it went in slow motion,
Yeah,
and I
sorry.
was saying that's
Yeah.
probably the first time I went, okay, this is it. I'm done. Like if we get through this, and I remember finally we landed in water, and I think that's what saved us. And it was an Audi, so the roof on it was really good. I think that saved us too, because I think if it had been any other car, you know, like if it had been a K car at the time, you would not be talking to me. I think I would have been done. But I remember I did the same thing, Randy. I went like this and went.
Michael, we have an apology. This gentleman just realized you were totally not the person he was thinking of, and he says, "I apologize to you."
Oh, sir, it's okay. You know what? You probably recognize something in him that's in me, and that's all. So don't worry about it. I don't take it
He
personally.
thought you were another person. I know who he's thinking about. So
Yeah.
anyway, I want to stop so you get your apology.
So we've got
Tawan, your death experience after Michael.
Yeah,
please.
I was going to say, Randy. So Randy's running towards the bullets. We've got Michael there on the ice and doing all things. The only thing I can relate to with that is I would be 17. The reason I'm mentioning this is because did anything go through your mind apart from those thoughts? I had a motorcycle accident when I was 17, and I ran straight into this car, and my foot was like wedged on the motorcycle foot pedal, and my knee hit the car, which immediately snapped my leg. You know, you can imagine it's nowhere, is it? It's like straight through this brand new pair of jeans that I just bought the day before. And as this happened, as I went flying through the air, I landed on my head, and everything went silver. I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, we're talking 40 years ago. Everything went silver, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Am I going to die? What's happening? And then, like, it just seemed like in slow motion as I'm flying through the air, you know what I mean? So I can relate to the whole time slowing down. And I got up off the floor, off the ground, with my leg, the bone sticking through my jeans. And I picked my motorcycle up and pushed it across to the other side of the road. And then laid down because I was suddenly aware that I'm in pain and the bone's sticking out. So, yeah, that's the closest I can come to it. But everything went silver. That's why I mentioned it, whether you saw anything like your mind shifted or whether everything was still clear to you as this happened.
Tawan, have you had a near-death experience that you had any feelings like this?
Yeah, I was in a vehicle accident. I think I was 20 years old. I was working for Wells Fargo Bank and was in a county road in Northern California. I mean, my speed rate was maybe about 55. I had a green light at an intersection. Remind you, county road sits a little bit right outside of the outline of the city or the town that I was in at the time. And as I'm clearing this intersection, I have no cars in front of me, and I have a green light, and the vehicle truck T-bones me. You know, at the time, I was an emergency medical responder. And so that being said, he T-bones me on the driver's side. He impacts my car to a point where there was a sign that was a brick, and you just saw my car just get T-boned and just shoved towards this wall. It was all slow motion, so I relate with that. But in that moment too, I also realized that I had to relax. In the moment, something was just like, "Oh, this is about to happen, and this is the best result this is the best thought or solution that I was able to calculate in that moment." And I kind of just like let go because it was just I just saw it coming, and I kind of just like relaxed. And I don't know if I like made myself pass out or I passed out naturally. I don't know, but I remember waking up. My door was about 6 inches in. After, obviously, I got the details of the number after the fact, but I realized that my door was like inward 6 inches, and then my body was shifted into the center console of the vehicle. I crawled out, and I heard his daughter. There was a gentleman driving. His daughter was screaming. I crawled out, and I took her out. I was complete shock. Then I pulled him out, and like AMR, American Medical Response, arrived on scene, and they were pissed at me because I was bleeding from my head. I had no clue. But
Right.
I just heard that scream in my natural response, especially being an EMR, emergency medical responder, for those that don't know what that means. I had a responsibility, but the thing is, I didn't care about myself. It wasn't about, even though it wasn't even my fault, but that moment, that was my first moment in my life where I saw things slow down, and it was just kind of flashes. But then I had to snap out of it, though, and this goes back to my comment. I had to relax. Something told me, was just like, dude, relax, and that was that.
That's what cats do when they fall. They relax.
The whole thing here, though, is everybody that I've heard this stories from hundreds and hundreds of people. Time slows down. Is that relative? Do you think time is a constant, but it relative? What is this time slowing thing? Can anybody explain it, like scientifically? Why does everybody feel that way? You feel like 10 minutes is 2 seconds is 10 minutes. Why is this?
I was just so grateful when that happened. I didn't shit my pants. I've never been so afraid and so overjoyed to be alive in the same instance. Like you have such an incredible clarity of how precious and gentle and fragile life is. But when Randy did his thing with the hands, that's exactly what I did. I didn't have anybody shooting at me, so I can't even imagine that element. But and then the funniest part for us was we got a ride to the next stop, and we had blood all over us, right? But little fragment blood. And the guys that I was with were big guys, and people had thought we had been in a fight, and everybody just kind of moved out of the way. But shock. I would do the same thing. My head would be bleeding, and if I heard a child crying, I wouldn't care. I'd go. So
Mary says the adrenaline makes you do things you wouldn't do in a normal pace. Prince says your brain gets shocked. I'm just curious about that time part of it. All stories are interesting, and each one of them is unique. But everybody experiences the slowing of time during these catastrophes or near-death experiences. I'm just wondering why that is.
Maybe because time is connected to our memory?
Maybe. I mean,
I think it's an illusion.
Or maybe it might be the case that we could be replaying the same moment, maybe 6 or 7 times, and of course the brain is still monitoring what's going on, so it is extending the time in effect.
Colin, say that one more time.
So if we're playing the same moment, it's like if I go to pick this cup of tea up and something major's happened, so I'm picking it up, and as I'm picking the cup up, I'm probably replaying the same moment 6 or 7 times as it's going to my mouth, replaying it to eventually it's in fact stretched the time out in my mind. Whereas in reality, time is still flowing at a constant rate. Maybe that's... Even
Bulldog Mom says at 60 miles an hour, it was slow motion. Everybody has the same thing. And then someone says there is no time in the universe.
Yes, Angel, Yeah, I agree. I think time is a man-made concept or construct, whatever you want to... I think that I think what you were saying, and tell me if I'm wrong, okay? But you're doing like a quantum physics thing there, where you believe that there's 6 or 7 different alternate universe going on at the same time, and you're processing all 7 or 6. And they're trying to prove that, by the way.
No.
They're working on that right now.
No. I mean, I can relate to the whole quantum physics, quantum theory, but no.
Yeah, and I swear that was not roses and a turd. I promise. That was
no, not at all. Okay. Not at all. It was yeah.
All right. Should we end it now, buddy, and start up again? I think we're into like 3 hours.
We are into it. It's been a long, long broadcast. Everybody welcome. Everybody thank you. Everybody that had your comments, we're sorry if we didn't get to them. We were liking them. I was sharing them on the screen. And if everybody could please say hello in the comments, Mr. Michael, Mr. Colin, and Mr. Twan, please say hello in the comments. That way people will see the little blue circle, and there'll be a little plus there. You're going to click the little circle, and then the picture will pop up with their profile. And what you need to do is click subscribe. That way, when these gentlemen are online somewhere else chatting and talking, you can be together with them. So, Debbie, good night. Cup of Joe, thank you for being here. Bulldog, everybody who's been here. Michael just said hello. If you're not following him, make sure you give him a click on subscribed. Michael says you are loved. We're waiting on Mr. Twan. Mr. Twan says thank you, everybody. So you can see his comments. We'll give it a second. And I'm going to play a quick video as we exit. And it's supposed to be my intro, but I can't get my exit loaded up yet. So let me play my little video. Do you guys have 2 words you want to say before we go? Twan.
Love you guys. That's 3.
Colin.
Peace.
Stay safe.
All right, everybody. Thank you, everyone. You heard the words. We'll catch you guys next time. There's Colin's name right there. Please follow him. Nancy, you're late, but it was good to see you. And we're out of here on the count of everybody. See you next time.
Hello,
Peace.
hello. I'm Randy Horton, and we're here deep in the heart of Mindanao. Hey, y'all, we'll make you squeal like a hog on fire now. And it's telling me
I want to dance now. Yeah.
ooh, baby, camel. Okay, we're calm down. You're with Randy Horton. Nothing else to say. Let's go.